could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
Wow. Wow. Well, hello, Mousey.
Hello.
How are you? I'm so happy you're finally up here with me. This is cute. Like, all right, I need to know what you're drinking. I'm drinking caffeine. I needed caffeine.
Well, before the show, I had a nice big, iced coffee, but now I've kind of got my go-to bubble water. So,
Oh, bubble water. Wait, what's go-to bubble water? Can you explain? Is that something to explain on YouTube safely? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
It's
what is it?
Thanks to one of my friends, Jujubee. I have a soda stream now, and yeah, I make my own carbonated waters.
You know what? I make my own carbonated water, but plain. And I just and then you just add like a little bit of fruit juice or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like she got me on these true fruit, like true lime, true lemon packets. There's like no added sugar to it. It's just dried fruit. So
hey, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yes, Jujubee, caffeine this late because this isn't late for me. This is like 10 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm telling you, I just got up a couple hours ago. Seriously, I'll be up all night. I won't go to bed till like 7 a.m. in the morning, maybe 8. So yeah, caffeine now is necessary. Well, some of y'all see me in the Discord that way. Yeah, this is Mr. Consider said this is Claire's morning. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm in the upside down. I like it there. The seasons are off. The weather's fine. The company's good. It's fun. But anyway, welcome everybody in the chat. If you don't already know, this is Mousey from the now named channel Mousey-Files, which I have listed in the description for you. I've been following the Sea Monkeys, and some of you may have seen the stream yesterday with Jujubee. Nice job, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Oh, Jujubee, you're on a similar schedule? Yeah. Yes. One of these days, I'm gonna get you in the Discord with all us night owls. One of these days.
I keep trying. I keep trying to pull her in.
Now you're in there. It's a safe place. I mean, she doesn't have anything to worry about. And there's all night owls like herself in the murder minions galore. People in there talking about murder and mayhem constantly. That's all. Yep. unless we're putt-putting golf or slapping each other around with cards or word games, which we do in or watching really bad movies. Like really
Cocaine
bad.
Bear.
We watched Cocaine Bear, and I have to admit 3 times, and I loved it every time. But yesterday we watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh
Oh,
man.
the worst thing. I thought, all right, now it's a tie between Batman, the new Batman, and this movie. Because, well, at least, I don't know, neither one of them intended to be as bad as they are, I think. Like, they're really bad. Like,
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear intended to be ridiculously bad.
Yeah, it was
They did
meant to
not
be.
hide the ridiculousness. They were like, yeah, we're just gonna throw it all out there and you're all gonna have to deal with it. But this other one is like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Hmm, yeah, it was strange. It
There
you I'm usually squeamish, Mousy, like in horror movies. Like I'm the one in the background screaming all the time, going, "Oh my god, don't do it!" Like and closing my eyes or like hiding behind somebody. But on this one, I was actually going, wait, that was a missed opportunity for brains. Where's the brains? Wait a minute. Where's the blood? Where's the blood in the pool? I want gurgling. Where's the damn gurgling?
exactly, right?
I was like, it was that bad. I'm like, wow. Like, yeah, it was that bad. It was that poorly done. Like, I was like, didn't have anything to scream at. But, hmm,
Oh,
but,
now if you want one that's gonna, give you the cringes,
mm-hmm.
and it's hard to even follow what it's about, but it's called Skinamarink or yeah, I think it's something I'll have to look it up. But it's Skinamarink, and it's like almost hard to follow, but the end of it is like you'll be like, "Oh my god, what did I just watch?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
like you're seriously like, "Okay, everything was fine until you got to the end, and then it just all went downwards."
Oh gosh, I'll have to
Yeah.
write that down. It's like, hey, record, did you hear that? Write that one down. Like, we'll have to check it out and see. Because that's the one rule so far in the Discord. To be a mod, you have to have seen Princess Bride, and you have to know
Uh,
because we banter the lyrics back a lot, like the one-liners and stuff like that. There's always a reference to it. And Mrs. Cassandra finally saw it and knows the references. So that was getting
finally
close.
saw it?
Her and MC Wrecker were the last ones. Like they didn't watch it. It was getting close. Like they were gonna have to be like white and green again and stuff. It was terrible. It was risky.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's a simple thing. We're actually doing a good thing for them by making them watch that.
Exactly, like,
It's
that
like,
was, like, the staple, you got sick, you stayed home,
si
you watched The Princess Bride, you know?
Mhm. Oh, no! Autistic Shill's throwing the hammer down. Well, Shill, that's your choice. Now, I don't know why you put that out there in public like that. Shame on you, for one. 2, what do you mean? Like, you don't want to see it? Like, okay, challenge accepted, girl. You got a week. You got a week. I'll send you the link. Like, we'll make a viewing for you, but you must. You must. You got to. You
It's
have
such a
to.
good movie.
I don't know why people got to fight me about this. This is a good, wonderful movie. It has everything.
Exactly. It's like the
Every
perfect fairy tale.
and it's got Wesley, who ends up to be a pirate,
Exactly.
a bad pirate, like
The
uh,
Dread Pirate.
the Dread Pirate, Roberts, right? Dread
Yeah.
Pirate Roberts, yes. And he
Yes.
wears a mask and some really nice fitting black pants.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
really, Shill, you don't know what you're missing.
mm,
You just
those
don't
pants,
know.
ooh,
And the one-liners alone are worth it, like forever, forever. Like
like, they're
it's just
always gonna be, relatable, like, relevant.
well, just like my AIT thumbnails, they say, "Do you want to choose or there's always one?" Well, that's what I got to say, Shield. There's always one. Like, wow. I can't believe you don't want to watch it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Skinamarink. I know Grace pulled you in, Mrs. Cassandra. Now you got to get on Shill. Okay, all right, Mods, you're gonna have to make sure she'll complies. Yeah. Well, let what do you say we talk about some assholes? What do you think?
Absolutely.
I think yeah, and I'm trying out. StreamYards is letting Mousy and I play with some layouts. So look at this. We got a new one. Whoop!
Mm.
We're splitting the assholes. See here? We split the A. Mousy and I are going to split the A for the night. Okay. And we're going to be, we couldn't decide which one of us was the bigger one. So we decided to just put a capital A out there for everybody. All right. So, um, let's just say anyway, this is the voting screen. Y'all may remember, some majority of you have been here before. If you haven't, this is the voting screen. We'll go over it a couple of times, but basically the number is what you put in the chat and we're all going to decide together. And there's a reason behind all of them. They don't look like they make sense, but they actually do. They actually do. Well, let's see if I can get the first one to come up. Presentation is still not working. Push the button then. Nope, nope. Oh, here we go. So the very first one. Am I the asshole for making my husband bring a key? hmm My husband and I both have busy jobs. He goes on a run about once a day. When he does, he uses the back door and does not bring a key. We use the back door to let our dogs out a few times a day, and it is an unconscious habit of mine to lock the door after I bring the dogs back inside. Even if it was conscious, sometimes I don't even know if he's out on a run because we work in different parts of the house. He has gotten locked out by accident no less than a dozen times, and he gets upset when this happens. I have asked him repeatedly to bring a key with him, as I clearly cannot be counted on to leave the door unlocked. He brings the same running belt with him every time, and we have a few spare keys, so I don't understand why he can't bring a key or leave one in his belt. He has gotten locked out while I'm in the shower, in a meeting, or out at an appointment, so I don't understand his motivation to not bring a key. But he is disinclined. Am I the asshole for asking that he bring a key and stop counting on me to be his doorman? He's a doorman. Hmm. Who wants to be a doorman?
Yeah.
This, hmm. All right, chat. Hmm. hmm. I'm wondering. I'm wondering. What do you think, Mousy?
See, I kind of, I don't think that's an asshole situation. Like, what happens if she gets called out all of a sudden and he's stuck there and she can't get back? And he's
Exactly.
gonna just be sitting out there and then it could
hmm
start raining. Then he's gonna be really pissed. You know.
Exactly. Well, he seems pissy about it anyway. Like,
Or
doesn't he?
yeah,
Like,
and
yeah.
or something else they could do, get a hide a rock.
Bingo. First thing I thought of. Like, why don't you put an emergency key out there? And I can understand why she wants him to have it with her. Number one, if he's the type of person to say, well, I don't want to bring the key with me, do you think he's really going to put it back, Mousy, after he uses it?
No, no. She
Yeah,
probably
so
cleans
like,
up behind him too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna, who knows where that key's gonna be? They're gonna have 20 different keys so that every day she's going out there and putting the hide key under there. Like, she's still gonna be playing doorman no matter what.
Yeah.
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 It's just, yeah, go ahead.
And like I understand her wanting to keep the door locked too, because I've had dogs that could literally open the door if it wasn't dead bolted.
Yeah, depending on where you live. Unfortunately, it's not like it was before. A lot of us have to keep our doors locked all the time. Like, I live near pretty popular transient areas. I live near a parkway and I live near like tourist areas where there's a lot of transient people and there's a lot of like disparity between the rich, the poor, and the illegal criminal acts, whatever, Um, you know, I mean, we have to keep our doors locked, even with dogs. Like, I could not sit here with my door open. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, if someone walked in my house, my dog is going to bark at them and then she's going to lay down and ask them to rub her belly.
Mhm.
She's not a guard dog. So, it's
Mhm.
like, I'm just lock your door and don't and
Mhm.
take your key with you. Just take the key. You can put it on a little string, wear it around your neck, hanging on
Mm,
a hook when you get back in. It's that simple.
exactly. Grace says, not at all the asshole. No, he's being a bit. Well, like, what does she mean a workout belt? Is that like a belt you could wear around you, or at least leave in your car or something? Like, I'm sure
Or
he's running from the house, so maybe he doesn't want to wear anything on his person. Like, so then
yeah,
use
but they
the
even
hide
have
key.
those, yeah, even if he doesn't wanna wear something on his person, the hide key,
Mm-hmm.
they have those little armbands where you can put your phone or, like,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
ID on you when you're running.
Yeah, that's where there's not enough information because let me see, he'd be a double asshole if he's taking his phone, but he ain't taking a
His
key.
key, yeah.
I'd be like, like, and he'd be like, yo, boo, I'm locked outside. And I'm like, you got your phone with you? Yeah, call the fucking locksmith. I'm out. Like, I'm out.
Claire,
Like, yeah.
I have a
What?
solution to her problem.
Hmm.
The lock where you type the number in.
Oh, code key.
Yeah,
Bingo. Make him pay for it too.
and make him pay for it
No,
out of his
no,
check.
no. Let's make it real important. Get it for him for birthday or Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's no key needed.
Okay, I'm earning my big A today, Mousy. What do you think? Like, just in case you all don't got the vibe, I really don't feel like being that compromising today. Like this man's being ridiculous. I'm
Yes.
sorry. It's kind of tickling. It's tickling my ridiculous bone. Yep. Okay. If they are on their own during the day, and then that is an issue. Exactly. You got to keep that door locked. Like, come on. He needs to compromise. Doesn't he want her safe? Like, come on. Sounds
Exactly.
like it's time for him to grow up and take some responsibility for himself. Ooh, somebody else wearing the big A for me today. Thank you always. I'm not alone in this one. Yeah, I like having company when I wear my big A. This might be bad, but I keep my doors locked at all times so my cousins can't walk in my door like they used to. I hear you. I had in-laws who did that. It was the rudest thing ever. Never knocked, never announced himself. I'd be in the kitchen cooking. I turn around and boom, mother-in-law right behind, right in the face. Like,
Oh,
no, 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 no. No, it's just a matter of respect. It's a shame you have to lock your door, though. I feel bad, April. They don't have enough respect. And yes, Mrs. Cassandra, mine too, front and back. Mostly because I'm always at the back end of the house, and the front door and the back door are on opposite ends of the house across from each other, like a room away. So I'm not going to hear, you know. Mm. April says that belt is probably like it holds a cell phone and stuff for running. I thought so. I have to ask a runner. I know a runner. I talk to a runner regularly. I will actually ask them. Um, if they were here, I would ask them. But they're not. And
mhm.
she'll says, nope, not the asshole. If he can alleviate his own irritation, then that is his responsibility. The wife is in the clear. I agree with you, Juju. She's trying to help, and he's just not having it. He could always use a lanyard. Yes,
Mhm.
although the lanyard, I can understand the way they bounce around. That if I was a runner, I would be very uncomfortable with that. Like I wouldn't want that jingle jangle like banking on me like that.
Yeah, or even like a wristlet,
Yeah.
and
It that might bother me too, but the one that's on the arm, like, flat, anything that's flat that's not gonna move around, I'm all
yeah,
for. Like, but anything that moves, no, I could understand why no runner would want that. It's distracting also. They have running belts that are so low profile, he has no excuse. Exactly, he's just being lazy,
mhm,
or it could be worse, he could be being controlling and manipulative too.
yeah,
Mhm.
and just
But
wants her to, come and, answer the door for him.
mhm.
Mm,
All right. Rocket Couch, hello. Nice to see you. I don't think anyone is an asshole, but if she's not around one of these times, he should learn to carry a key pretty quick. And apparently it's happened. What do you mean not around this? She said it happened when she was in the shower, when she was out,
like a
like
dozen
all these times.
times?
And she had to come back because he still won't take a key. That's why I'm sorry. I don't think that there's no asshole. I think he's really being an asshole about this. And, but you're entitled to your opinion. Well, I still think he's being a bit of a jerk. I don't think he's understanding how inconvenient he's making it. Hi, T King. Oh, let's see. I know I lock it all the time. all the time now, Jujubee. I've actually locked myself out of the house. I actually, like an idiot, go out like to get a package or something because it's habit, like lock the door, like, yeah, that dumb. And then I got to use the garage code to get back in. The neighbors are all laughing at me as I have to walk over to the garage. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like that. All right. You don't leave the basement locked though. No, I don't, Mrs. Cassandra, because like fun needs to come and go as it wants to in the basement. You okay. Alarm set too. Ooh. Have you ever set the alarm off on your family? Like you think you're alone and you put the motion detectors on and then somebody walks out of their room and have you
Yeah.
ever? Yes, okay. I'm not the only one. Okay, thank you. Thank you for
I
that.
forget like one of the kids is home and I was like leaving
Yeah.
and then next thing I know, yeah,
Mhm.
there's movement in your house. It's
Mhm.
like
Because if you're home all alone, like, you don't expect to see movement, although I did learn quick that the dogs are considered movement. I don't know what I was thinking that they weren't movement, but, like, the first couple of times when we first got it, the dogs would set it off all the time, but then after that, like, if I had the dogs in with me and I would set it if I was gonna be retiring for the night, at the back of the house if I was all by myself, but then I would forget that people come and go, like, Mm, I was setting that thing off all the time. I don't have them. Indoor motion detectors don't work for me anymore. I can't be in charge of everybody's schedules anymore. Like, I don't know.
yeah,
It's not
and
a good thing.
I've got, a new camera system, and it alerts me anytime there's movement, and I forgot that I put it for the outside cameras
Mhm,
too, but yeah, so I'm like my phone is like 24 hours a day, ding, da ding, da ding,
mhm.
and I'm like, "How do I stop this thing?"
Yeah, worse than that, I have alarms that go off on the inside of the house too. Like, it makes a noise.
Oh,
Like, so if people are sleeping and like, say like my sister decides like she's coming in the wrong door, that for some reason she can't get her door to work because like she lives downstairs and she comes in my door to go through, like she set the whole alarm off for the whole house, everybody up at 2 a.m. in the morning. Like, I was like, oh, what? Yeah, it wasn't good. Like, it didn't work. It didn't work for the multiple people coming and going in the house. It didn't
yeah.
work. Yeah. I admit Grace, I'm glad I'm not the only one who ever set it off on themselves. Okay, Fish Nerd said they see both sides of this situation, so they're the asshole. Well, okay, mm, I can understand that. That would, but you're not alone because Kyle's with you on this one. Rocky Couch over there, he said, mm-hmm. He says you're no asshole. He kind of gets both sides of it. Mm-hmm. All right,
Okay.
all right. Okay, so it looks like all right. It sounded like most of you agreed to us, although you didn't put numbers in. But that's good. That's fine. We're gonna go. You ready for the next one? I think I'm gonna just go right to the next one because I
Sounds
think
good.
the OP, the original poster, is not the asshole in this one. I think it's Mister. I don't want to be bothered with a key.
Yeah, definitely definitely the husband on that one.
Yeah. All right. Here's another. Like, these are all going to be. I think I was on an entitlement kick here. These are all going to be about people that think they're just a little too much. Okay. Am I the asshole for being angry with my fiance for throwing out food I bought? I'm a 28-year-old
Mm,
old male, and my fiance is a 29-year-old female. And we have been engaged for a year. She got weight loss surgery in March and has been on a strict liquid diet. She asked if I would go on a liquid diet as well, and I told her that I would do it for a few weeks. I got to my goal weight and started to slowly ease back into eating solid foods. All good. She found out and was not happy that I was eating solid foods again. We fought a few times about the food, and she would get defensive that she doesn't want food in the house that she can't eat. We work different shifts, and I normally am eating dinner when she's at work. My brother came into town last week, and I picked up a nice meal that I was going to make for him when he came over. I smell trouble. I get
mhm.
home from work and see all the food that I had purchased in the trash. I called her and asked her why she threw out the food I had purchased. She went on to say that my brother can enjoy all the protein shakes and juices that he wants. It turned into a huge argument, and she's trying to twist it into that it's all my fault. My brother and I ended up going out and had a good time. She thinks I'm the asshole for purchasing the food and not being supportive of her new diet. So, am I the asshole for being angry that my fiance threw out the food I bought? Oh, 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 oh,
Oh,
oh. Well,
yeah.
hmm,
Oh,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Well, there's
Um,
some words going on in the chat. Okay, there's some words
mhm.
going on in the chat, and I'm saying I agree. But
Yeah.
I'm going to give my
Mhm.
guest first shot at this one because whoop, hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
that I am big about food waste. There's too many people on this planet that don't have it, even if you're on a diet and you don't want it. You don't have to throw it away if it's still good. So I'm big against food waste. Even if you're mad at someone, you just don't throw away their food. You just don't. Food is expensive. And it no, you don't throw away food. No. That's just oh, yeah. That would
mm-hmm,
that'd make me hot. I
yeah.
think I'd be right there with the poster with the OP. I'd be like, nah, nah, that'd be a fight. That would be a fight.
That would be one of the fights for me. That's the least of the fight as far as I'm concerned. Because number one, like, that is a supportive partner that went on a liquid diet with you while you did it. Okay.
Mhm.
So where the hell's your support, Chicky Poo? Like his brother just came into town. He's not allowed to eat. Like everything's all about you. Talk about entitled. This stuff pisses me off. This is what makes women look bad. This is what gives everybody something to say about us being like
Exactly.
selfish and only thinking about ourselves and being manipulated, because that's a perfect example of not do not challenge his support when you wouldn't recognize support if it smacked you upside the head. He obviously
Exactly.
he was being supportive. She, on the other hand, is not being supportive or reasonable. Her struggles are her struggles. Thankfully, she has a partner that recognizes, number one, she even has struggles. Number two, how difficult they might be. Number three, that they actually went along part of the journey with you. But who the hell are you to dictate what is support or not to somebody like that, and then cross the line and then violate their shit? Like, though that
Yeah.
was food he bought, you obviously can't eat it. It wasn't for you. You had no right to eat. You obviously aren't eating food. If there's food in that refrigerator, it don't belong to you. You don't touch it. It ain't nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
Like,
like I don't get it because he met his goal weight. He got to where he was supposed to be. You know,
mhm.
kudos to him. But don't sit there and say, "Well, you have to stay on the diet just because I do." That's not
That's the I can imagine
ooh.
he's not supported in a lot of things that he does. And I would say, you know, there aren't a lot of partners that will actually come out and be supportive in a situation like that because it's an uncomfortable one. First of all,
Mhm.
we're talking about food, one of the creature comforts of the world.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're talking a man who willingly gave up food while you went through a struggle. That in itself is enormous in my eyes. And not getting any credit for it, what I say is, not only is she an asshole, dude, run,
Yeah.
run.
B
Delete her from your phone, block her everywhere she was. I don't care how good it's been. You can find something to substitute whatever good she's got going on, because that shit is going to be going on forever. You're going to be paying like that over and over and over again. Like,
exactly.
run,
Don't
run.
sign don't sign those marriage papers. Just
No,
go.
that's right. Just run. Just
Just
run.
turn and go.
Mhm. Because in a partnership, it's two ways. It's equal.
Mhm.
If you want support, you give support. Or
Yep.
and if you want support, at least recognize the level of support you're getting. And then say what you would like to see better, but do not act like you're not getting any support. And she actually was chewing him out like he wasn't supportive. After all he already did. After
Yeah.
all he already did. Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
'cause he didn't have to go on that diet in the first place with her.
but
I don't.
exactly. Mhm.
So
Yep, and this I know, like my whole life, brothers, partners, exes, everybody, relatives. all men lose weight faster once they just have to go, oh, I swear to God, as soon as they say I want to lose 5 pounds, they
It's
lose
gone.
3. They
Mhm.
lose 3 and they only got 2 to go. Like as soon as they say the words. Like it's much harder for women. I get that. But he obviously was being very supportive. Mrs. Cassandra, that's a very extreme solution, and hopefully it's only temporary. You know, he
Yeah.
sounds he sounds like a genuinely nice person, and I hope he would find somebody quicker than that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
have a cup of bad coffee with somebody and start anew. Not with that one though, because like if you don't recognize support, it gets really tough after that. Um, it always says she obviously has little self-restraint if she is throwing out the food. People think any type of GI surgery for weight loss is the magic solution to everything. I have many thoughts. I do understand where it's necessary in some extreme cases, especially when you've got 100, like, the weight loss parameters for that type of surgery were absolutely medically necessary, and or over like 70 pounds to more, and like have a really slow metabolism, or another condition that would make extreme dieting and exercise not plausible. But nowadays people do use it as a quick weight loss thing. They just go get their stomach stapled and think they're going to have an okay life for the rest of their life, but you don't realize that that can be a problem. And I'm saying it works for a lot of people, and if they're willing to make that decision based on all of the information, then power to them. You know,
Yeah.
let them do it. If that's how they want to be, they got every right to do it. But there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration, especially that once they tie off that stomach, it's tied off. Okay. Like
Yeah. You're not
Thanksgiving.
getting it back.
Yeah. You're not going to have Thanksgiving dinner like the whole 9 yards or a 5 course meal ever again. Like not without extreme discomfort or ruining everything you did for the surgery, because you can stretch the stomach right back out again. Well, mm, it's a process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In moderation. I say just be happy with yourselves. Do what makes you happy. You want to lose a little weight, diet a little bit here and there, exercise, nothing in extreme. I don't believe in extremes in any way, because extreme measures almost always lead to just a band-aid and never fix the original problem, and you just end up back where you're going to be again.
Yeah.
um so which can be very frustrating and just lead to more problems. But her problem seems to be deeper than some weight.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel you agree he should just run away from her for sure. Yeah, it looks like the chat does too. Although,
Yeah.
I yeah, it does pretty much. I am. I think that's it for the comments on that one. Let me see what else I put in here for you. Uh oh. Oh well, here we go. What was I thinking? May I apologize in advance for this one, Mousy? Here we go. It's like women are taking a beating today. I'll tell you that. Like bad girlfriend day. That's what it is. It's bad girlfriend day on AITA. Okay. All right. Or just bad women in general. Okay. Am I the asshole for excluding my friend's friend because of how she reacted to finding out I was married to my husband? Now, remember, people, don't judge from the title. We never know. But immediately, when I read that title, I did get judgy. I went, well, of course you are. That's just stupid. But then the story. My friend Coral's friend Lucy, that's a mouthful, from university, recently moved to our country. So she's been trying to integrate her into our friendship group. Lucy joined us on a few occasions and she seemed to be getting along with the group, so Coral asked if she could come to the bi weekly gathering that usually happens at my house. I said yes, because at that point I had no issues with Lucy, and if she was going to a part of our group, if she was going to be a part of our group, it made sense for her to come. Lucy previously met my husband, but I don't think she realized we were married. She realized after another friend was ribbing my husband about giving his wife a kiss goodbye before they went to play pool. Once they left, Lucy kept making comments like, "You're married to so and so," and about how she thought he was single. Honestly, her tone of voice was rubbing me the wrong way, and the fact that she wouldn't just drop it, I asked her why at one point, and she said something about how we both seemed very different from each other. So it felt like she was implying I shouldn't be my husband's type. My opinion of Lucy soured after that, and I no longer want to spend time with her. I know it's hard to make friends in a new country, but I told Coral that Lucy was no longer welcome at the gatherings because I didn't want to spend time around her. I've told my other friends why after Coral tried to make it seem like I was being unfair and that it should be a group decision. The majority of my friends are siding with me, but there are a few who want Lucy there. Lucy has tried to apologize, but I'm just not interested in being her friend now. Am I the asshole?
Mm.
This
Well,
one's
and
tricky.
yeah,
Mm.
that one is tricky because okay, like I get it, cultural differences and everything.
Mhm.
There's differences there. Take that into account. Now, if it was just the one time she made a comment, maybe not knowing, because I know in some cultures, bluntness is a thing. So they
Mhm.
they say what they mean, and
Mhm.
so maybe she just was saying her opinion, and we all have one.
Yep. It true. And Lucy had her opinion, true.
Yep.
And Lucy was surprised he was single. So Lucy, there's people saying, "Well, okay, making us women look bad. She was trying to cause issues. Lucy thought the husband was single. Lucy wanted the husband. Nope,
Yep.
she mad he ain't single, not coming near my husband. Okay, okay, great minds. Okay. Lucy is the asshole. Okay, okay. I get it. Like we all like cultural differences or not. I mean, actually, I would expect if you're coming into another country, you would try to at least not put your foot in your mouth like that. And
Yeah.
I can understand if Lucy would have just said, "Oh, he's single," and then like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know he was single," and just back off and act appropriately. But no, she says Lucy kept going for it, and that's what bothers me is that now Lucy knows he's single, and she got a big issue that he's I mean that he's not single, and she got a big issue about it because he's married because he doesn't think she's married to her. They've
Yeah.
obviously saw. I was like, who are you to judge who he's married to? Like, what are you trying to say? There's better options out there. Like, are you making a play for my man? Boo, Lucy, and you want to come to my house? No, you don't really, do you? Do you really? You want to come
Yeah.
to my house, huh? You
Yeah, I
really
mean,
do?
that
Okay.
that's one way to start a cat fight. Yeah, yeah, like,
It's like what the hell is that? It's like your feelings are hurt because like you're all over my man and I won't have tea with you. Like, where are your priorities? Like, no, that ain't gonna happen. Because let's get it right. This woman, the op writer, the original poster, she's not saying Lucy can't be part of the friends group. She's saying not my man, not my house. Okay, that's all she's saying. She's like not saying that she don't that nobody else can be friends with her. She's not saying anything else. She's just saying if it's at my house with my man, no.
yeah,
because
now
she
that I
because
can understand.
Lucy doesn't understand boundaries. So let me put a door between me and her. That's all she's saying. Like that's all she's saying. She's like, mm-mm. Like I'm not gonna be out here making a fool of myself every time. Like you're not coming in my house and doing it. Like she's just getting control back of the situation. She letting it be known she knows what she's all about. And I don't see anything wrong with it, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, I can understand, okay, maybe not explicitly, like, ban her from the group because, again, but like you said, boundaries, like, you don't want her at your house, you don't want her around your
Mm-hmm.
husband, and then, like, if she kept on, like, okay, I get it, like, the first time she found out, she just kept going at it, going at it, going at it,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe wasn't thinking, I give her the benefit of a doubt, I'll give some the first time, but am I watching you after that first time? Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm watching you then.
But the one thing is like she said that Lucy tried to apologize because like, Lucy doesn't want to be excluded. So I get that. And people do sometimes make mistakes like out of the bat with the new friend group or whatever. Like they don't know the dynamic. They didn't read the room. They don't know who's coupled with who. Maybe she's just a naturally flirty, nervous person. Maybe when she's nervous, she just flirts with everybody. Who knows? But after she got the information, like she just went for it, and that's the part that kind of bothers me a little bit is that she got the information on who was who, and instead of apologizing right then and there, she didn't. She went in, and she only apologized after she was not invited to their house. And so I don't really consider that to be an actual apology. I think that's a band-aid on my bad behavior to try to get what I want. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I think. You
yeah,
know, and so I think, you know, yeah, does it look like she's being petty and keeping a grudge? She does, Grace. It does look like the homeowner with the husband, the wife is being a little petty. Yeah. But then again, why would you willingly invite trouble into your home? All I'm saying is everybody's got a boundary and people need to learn to respect them. And just because you don't understand why it's there doesn't give you the right to violate it. That's it. Boundaries are boundaries, you know. And Lucy has to admit she was not really respecting anybody's boundaries.
yeah.
And,
She did step on toes there.
mhm. And as far as grudges go, I'll just remind you of something. It's a very old, like it's corny. I get it. So don't come for me. But it does actually depict the situation in my eyes. Okay. Mousy, when you take a plate and you throw it on the floor and it breaks, right? It's broken, yeah?
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean,
and you
it's
pick that plate up and you glue it all back together, right?
mhm.
Mm. Is it now a plate or is it just a broken plate that you repaired?
It's a broken plate you repaired, and it's gonna leak.
And it's forever broken. No matter how much glue you put on it, it's going to have the ugly cracks in it. It's going to not be the same. It's broke. And
Exactly.
so here's the thing. Like, don't call me a grudge keeper just because Lucy stepped in shit and I don't think she deserves grace. Lucy violated the boundary. She gets consequences. You know, grace is something that's given when you feel like it. It is not always appropriate to give grace. And I kind of say, don't invite the snake into the house. You'd be a fool to invite a woman into your home that's knowing you're going after your man. Like, that's saying it's okay. You can act like that. Now, there's two ways you can say that. I'm confident enough that my man ain't going anywhere, which I am. But at the same time, you disrespected me by thinking you could. So let me tell you how it really is. Get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Yeah,
Like it's not that I'm worried about you taking my man. Is that really you're going to disrespect? Like you don't think I'm all that? Well, let me just tell you. Like I don't think you're anything either. Like you're not even worth having at my house for tea. And if you think I'm waiting on you, you're eating my food, you're sharing my friends and my good hospitality, you're wrong. Boundary. Bye, babe. Bye. And I don't care what the rest of my friends say about it. Disrespect me, that's the way it's going to go. Period. So people might think that's a grudge. I call it a boundary. I call it self-worth. I call it not wasting my time on people that ain't worth it.
yeah. And I mean, and you're right because you'd always have to be watching your back. You'd have to wonder, is she
Mhm.
gonna try something again?
Yeah. Oh, and do I want to have those conversations with my boo? No. No, I don't. I don't want to have to be like him coming to me and saying, "Did you see what she did? Like she's all low, 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 low." I don't want to hear this. I don't want to know this. I don't want to have those conversations. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
uncomfortable. So let's just not have the situation. If it's a snake, you cut off the head. That's it. That's all you do.
yeah, yeah. Just don't let it slither back in.
Don't let it slip. I don't think that's insecurity, Grace. That's like she disrespected her. If it was just, uh, hmm, the only way to get your respect earned is to keep your boundary, Paula. And I'm saying I would keep my boundary. I'm not inviting anybody in to cause trouble for me or to hurt me or to disrespect me in any way. If she did it out there before, she'd be doing it in my own home. And I think that's too far. Mm, I do. But mm, not the popular one. But hey, there you go.
Yeah.
It-
um. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I don't think you have to earn respect for couples though, Paula. This woman had no respect for their marriage either. No, there's certain innate respect that is due everybody on certain level. There is manners in proper behavior that entails respect, and that's what I'm speaking on. I don't expect her to like me, and I don't expect her to think I'm all that. I do expect her to have normal boundaries and act respectively in regards to a couple or a relationship that previously existed, especially since she's new to the group, you know. And let her take it as lesson learned. I don't feel for
Yeah.
her. I'm sorry, I don't feel very bad for Lucy right now because she had every opportunity, every step along the way to back it up and think
Exa-
about the situation, and she didn't until she got refused entry into their home. Then she apologized. So, nah, no, because I don't even consider the apology real.
And like like I said, I was looking at it like, different, she's
Mm-hmm.
she's new to the whole country, the whole situation. Like I get that, but then I'm thinking about it, and you have to look at it this way. Would If you were a kid sitting back, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, not, you're not even like an underage child, but you're looking at your parents, and your mom has a group of friends, even at the age we are today, whatever age you
Mm-hmm.
are at this point, and you're looking at your mom's friend group, and she has a friend that comes in, and that person starts hitting on your dad. How would that make you feel? Like, you wouldn't want that your mom to continue letting that person hang around, or your cousin or your brother or your sister. So why would you do that to yourself? Kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Exactly. That's what
And
something like Juju's saying there too. Have respect for yourself. Don't go after a man that is taken. Of all the people on the planet, why would you do that? It's pathetic, sad, and rude. Bingo.
yeah, and like, even, I get like marriage is different for different people. Some people just look at it as a legality. Some people it's a religious thing, but marriage is a union of two people. No
Mm-hmm.
matter who those two people are, it is a union of two people who love each other. And no matter where you are on this planet, a human gets married and you're like, hey, that's their union. Anyone that would disrespect that and disrespects the sanctity of marriage anyway, do you really want to be around that
Mm-hmm.
person? Because they just,
Yep.
yeah, you just got big aspects, and you can go deeper and deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
I know. But to be fair, this woman didn't act like she was worried her man was leaving.
yeah,
This sounded more like, "Are you kidding me? You're going to act like that?" Like
yeah,
it's more like, "Are you kidding me? That's not acceptable behavior. I'm sorry." She's
yeah,
not worried about her husband going anywhere. That wasn't the issue. That never even got said. It was more about her continuing after she found out they were a couple. And here's the
mhm,
thing, you don't have to be married for that to be true. There's
yeah,
no timeline on that. If you are a couple, you're a couple, and that needs to be respected as such. And people should honor that. Like, that's a private relationship between the two of you. Between the two of you, they don't need a third unless they give you their number and ask you to come. You don't do it, okay? And that's all fine too. Everybody like float your boat any way you want. Won't until invited in. You stay the hell out. Period. That's it.
yeah,
It's just not acceptable behavior. I think that's what her complaint was more about that than losing her
then,
man. And I
yeah,
know if it was me, my complaint would be more about that than losing my man, because if you don't have confidence in your relationship with your man, then that's going to be a altogether problem, and keeping her out of the house ain't going to solve that. You know what I mean? Like that's not it.
yeah,
I think it was more just a way to make the point that if she wasn't going to respect boundaries even after she was told they were a couple, if she still
mhm,
carried on, the only way to set that boundary is to say, we just find the behavior unacceptable. Here's the boundary, not here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what, fish nerds? So many women look at that wedding ring as a challenge. It ain't even funny. Mm. It's not funny. And it's not acceptable. And I get it. Mm. Yeah. Once she found out about the marriage, she went too far with her other comments. Exactly.
Yeah,
She didn't, you don't double down.
yeah,
She didn't have to apologize. She should have just said, oops, she didn't know. She didn't do anything wrong at the point that she didn't have the information, right?
Yeah.
You see an attractive person, you say something flirty, you might be gregarious type personality, flirty, like I do stuff like that. But as soon as you get the information, every second after that, you are accountable for.
Yeah.
That's it. And she didn't. You had the chance to double down. She doubled down and went farther. And she had the chance to just say nothing because she really didn't do anything wrong. She didn't owe anybody an apology, but you could have just said, "Oh, well, isn't that lovely?" or make some comment. "Oh, I didn't know." Like whatever. Um or isn't she lucky? Something cute. I mean, you don't have to embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
Well, or say nothing. Just don't continue with the remarks like she
Yeah.
did, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. That was my problem. She just carried on. She carried on. I don't know. I know, and not that many people agreed with me with that one, but I'm sorry. I'm going to stick with it. I'm not changing my mind on that one. Even though I know she's from another country, we should be gracious, but certain things I have boundaries with. And
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
but how far do you let her overstep boundaries? It's like if you
Mhm.
don't go ahead and set the boundaries, then she's not gonna know what they are.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
now she's not gonna do it to anyone else. That's for
Mhm.
sure. If she didn't learn her lesson,
Mm.
she's learned it now. Hopefully.
Mhm. Listen, I get it. And you know what, Grace? Maybe she is socially awkward. Well, here's the thing. Mm. How do you help people not be socially awkward or learn what's right and wrong? By keeping them accountable. And maybe I didn't have, if I knew she was socially awkward or she came to me with something of that nature, maybe I could be a little more leaning, like, hey, well, this is how it is, and you just can't do that kind of stuff. It's awkward. You're always going to get slammed for it. Um, but do I feel responsible for everybody else's personal issues on how they deal with the rest of the world? Hell no. My shoulders are big, but no one's shoulders are that big. And I advise everybody to draw their boundaries on how much leniency you will allow that terminology of, well, hurt people, or people with problems cause problems, or you have to accept it because they have an issue. No, actually, you don't. You don't to the point that it hurts you. You do to the point that it causes you no harm and you can offer grace and be compassionate and put it out there that you can actually help and make a difference. But if it's going to hurt you in any way, you don't owe that person nothing. Bullshit. Never, never cross that boundary to make it an issue for yourself. You're entitled to your boundaries, whatever the other person's issues are. Otherwise, you fall prey to narcissism, manipulation, every other foul MF out there. Even the good ones that mean no harm, but cause it anyway because they have issues. I know you have conversations. She tried, Grace. She tried. You got to read it again. The woman doubled down and said that they have nothing in common and shouldn't be together. A woman who just met her husband told her to her face they don't have enough in common and they shouldn't be together. You want to have those conversations with that person? I don't. She made a judgment. She judged me. She crossed the line. That's the only conversation I want to have with her after that. That's all. I see both sides of it too. hmm I do. I know. But she's only apologizing after she was told she couldn't come to their house. Much later. Not after she said it. I don't know.
Mm.
But I know. I like to see both sides of it. And I appreciate that you do, Grace. I really do. But I just can't change my mind on this one. This one hit me that way. You know, maybe it would be different if we had more information, but this one hit me that way for sure. Absolutely. Well, you ready for one more? You got a few
Yes.
minutes more?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to rush. Okay. Uh-oh. This one, it's a quick one, but it looks like we're going to be causing all kinds of trouble tonight. You ready? Nobody's going to want to be friends with anybody on the planet after these. I don't know. Thank you, Juju B. Like I don't mind being alone out here because I really thought about that one. I really did, and yeah, I think you guys all know I usually give a lot of grace, don't I? But like not with that. There was something about that one that I'm not giving her. I'm not giving it to her. Mm-mm. All right. Am I the asshole for calling off plans over my friend being late? So my 25-year-old friend, and I'm 26, is always late to everything. Yesterday we were having a shrimp fest, and I told her to be at my house at 6 p.m. so we could get the shrimp together at 6:30, and she agreed and said she'd be there. Well, 6:20 rolls around and I'm getting ready and she ain't there. I left and got the shrimp and returned, and she still wasn't there. 7:45 rolls around, and she still isn't there. She said she was at the store still. I got so tired of dealing with how late she always is, so I said to her, "Look, it's going to be at least 8 o'clock by the time you get here. I don't have the patience to wait forever, and the food is cold now, so I'll see you some other time." So the friend got upset and said, I need to understand that she has ADD. She was 5 hours late to something the time before this. Am I being the asshole? Am I being the asshole? Now, this is going to be the same conversation we just had about how much grace do you give to somebody that you know has a
Yeah.
problem. And that can be an issue for people. Some people will say, if you know they have a problem, if you're their friend, you should always kowtow with it. But I'm going to counter that. And I'm going to be the one on the other side to say, devil's advocate here to say, are you really helping them deal with the issue when you keep letting them do it?
Yeah.
Are you helping them control it? Are you helping them deal with it, face it, find ways around it? I know how hard it is to have ADD, but I also know that you can work on it and deal with it and at least acknowledge it. It doesn't sound like girlfriend here is even acknowledging that it's an issue and just thinks that her friend should just put up with it. Don't Does not the friend get some rights to this on boundaries on how much they'll put up with? Doesn't mean she's not their friend. Hmm.
Yeah, she's I'm gonna side with Teresa on this one. She's not being the asshole. And I understand that, the information we have here is that the friend does have ADD, ADHD,
ADD, right? Hmm.
ADD. Um, but
Hmm.
okay, there is a big difference. Like you said, you can work on something. And if she can be on time to work and she can be on time for that, why can't she work on being on time everywhere?
Hmm.
You you're using that ADD as a reason to excuse your bad behavior.
She did. She
In
called
a
like victim. She played it
Yeah,
like a victim. Like, oh no, you can't. You can't be mad at me. I do this all the time because I have ADD. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And like I have kids that have ADHD, that have issues, and they know that, when you say you're going to do something and you plan for it, you have to start learning to set those alarms and
Hmm.
set your reminders. And if you can't, if you fall behind, then you need to call the person. You don't just let them sit around waiting for you, not knowing what's going on. Call them as soon as you say, oops, I messed up.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
not like, oh, just deal with it. Like that's never going to be the appropriate
yeah, like I
response.
have a problem, so you should deal with it
Hmm.
because I'm not going to try to fix my problem or work on my issue, or, you know, it would be different if it was like an incurable disease. You can't control something like that. Or,
Hmm.
there's no treatment for it. There's no, so yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's hard.
mhm.
It is a hard one because here okay, so we have the same situation of somebody crossing a line or a boundary with someone. There's not a lot of respect for the other friend's time, right? It's more like the consideration. They're having dinner. She's setting up dinner. She's not showing up on time. She's agreeing to times and still not there. Not like a half hour, not like 15 minutes, not like how we're all late for something, like no matter how hard you want to be there on time, whatever, and you're like all this stuff happens. It's just sometimes you're just late.
Yeah,
And we all have a friend who's like, you have to tell them a half an hour earlier than you really want them to be there, or they're never on time. Okay.
exactly.
And there are ways to work around this, but this is like 5 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. This
That's
is
excessive.
right. All right. And then not even calling her. She's at the store. She has to call her. no awareness of the time, no concentrating, okay? And then to pull it and like put it back on her to say, hey, well, I've got this disorder, so like no harm, no foul. That's a little unfair in a friendship, I think.
Mhm.
And um I guess I do agree they should talk about it, but I don't see there's any I don't think she should just cut her off. I think she should just have a serious talk about, listen, when this happens, I realize you have a problem, but are you realizing the disrespect that I'm feeling for my time when you don't even acknowledge what it does to everybody else? Like you just want everybody to accept it, but I need to know what you're doing to help work about it. How can I help you be on time for our meetings? Because it really does bother me when you're not.
Yeah.
Like, but how can I help you with it? I mean, that's how I would address it. Like, listen, it irks the hell out of me that you don't have any consideration for my time. I would rather not think you're doing it intentionally. So let me help you. How can we work this out together that this is going to be better?
Exactly.
Do you need
Help
a
me.
reminder call 15 minutes before? How long do you need to get out of the house? When should I be reminding you with a text? I could set that up ahead of time. Do you use alarms on your phone? What system do you have in place to make you accountable for you being where you need to be on time?
Exactly.
Like,
It's a
mm,
help me help you situation.
exactly. Let me remind you that you can set an alarm on your phone that tells you need to be plugged. Am I worthy of an alarm? Do you want to spend the time with me? You say you want to have dinner with me. Is that alarm worthy? Is that worth scheduling? Is that worth working towards the goal? Like, I need to know, because, like, if not, then I have every right to be pissed off. And maybe we shouldn't be the friends that we are. Like, because you're not being a good friend to me either, you know? And I know it's difficult and I want to help somebody with that issue, but I'm not going to own it for them.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah, like I'm all for, like I said, I'm all for helping them, you know, being let me help you,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
kind of thing. But you can only
Yep.
take it so far.
Fishner said, nope. And that is coming from someone who will be late to his own funeral. Okay. All right. All right. So, yep. Because you understand that that's like not being respectful of other people's time. Consider it. I mean, consider it. Not the asshole. When you have ADD, ADHD, you have the responsibility to figure out strategies so you don't frig up your life and everyone around you. It's true, Janae. And I do want to help people like that. And I do have many friends and family members with issues, especially since everybody knows I have a lot of adult friends with autism, and I have family members with autism that I deal with daily. And they often have either ADD, or ADHD on top of that. And so there's a lot of dealing with this. So, like, there is a point where you're not helping if you're not having them work on the tools and the way to deal with it, and not helping them understand how others around them are reacting to the situation too, because they need to be prepared for all of those reactions from other people out there. I mean, you can't be 5 hours late for your job or school or any appointment, and expect people to give you grace for it unless they're really, really close to you and they know what's going on. And that's not the way the world works. Not everyone knows everything that's going on with every individual,
Yeah.
not by osmosis. There's not, we're not the hive. We don't have groupthink like that, you know. It's individual. So you'll the best thing you can do is to help them get better at it, I think.
Yeah.
you know you know Well, that's another one of these. See, I don't know what I was thinking when I started thinking of these. Apparently, every woman on the planet is an entitled asshole with an issue that she wants you to take care of. Sorry, I didn't know this. Like, I'm just getting a little jaded here. It's like, okay. Oh, let's see. Be on time. It's a matter of respect. Thank you, Paula. It is. It is. Uh, that is very disrespectful and very inconsiderate of her friend's time. I agree. Her brother was habitually late as a control mechanism. I drew the line and stuck by it. 1 minute late, and I am gone. Wow, I agree that. I agree. Because it's just they're not it's not considerate. I do.
Yeah.
if she's always late, maybe tell her to be there 2 hours before the event is going. We all have a friend like that, right, April? We all have somebody in our life, maybe not a close friend, maybe a close friend, maybe a family member. It's always the joke, right? Don't forget to tell so and so to be there an hour earlier, right? We all know someone like that. We do. I have them in my family, in my circle. I'm thinking have a quiet chat about how their behavior affects other people. Exactly. One on one. I'm not saying take a billboard out. Absolutely. When somebody has an issue, either on the spectrum, ADHD, ADHD, emotional anxiety, societal, pressure with society, not doing good in social situations, have those conversations one on one. As a matter of fact, you're the one feeling that they're not giving you the respect. You should be the only one talking to them about it privately, quietly, and respectfully. No, like you did this and you did that. More like the situation causes me. That could be helpful. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, not that I'm a psychiatrist or anything, but that's
No.
just a
And
recommendation. Don't
I
use the
mean,
terms you, or I. More like the situation and when this happens. Um, because that gives you all the buffer to be honest with each other without hurting each other's feelings.
yeah.
But yeah. Here we go. As someone with ADHD, for me, it's way better to be held accountable rather than allowed to form bad habits like these. I agree. And that I have been told by numerous people I deal with. And so I'm comfortable saying that that's the appropriate thing to do because you're helping more than hurting in that aspect. And it doesn't hurt to remind them. You don't blame, you don't accuse, you don't ridicule, all of that, no shaming involved. A good, nice, a good, nice conversation quietly, in that situation. And talk about the situation, not you or I, as it goes, holding them accountable. Like if someone's late a couple hours, say that situation caused you some stress if you need mm, to make them more alert of it and what's going on.
Yeah.
And yes, Sean, I agree. Using it as an excuse always sucks in I don't know, the word excuse. This never works with me. You know what works with me? You could have done the worst thing ever. And if you're honest about it and try to explain the situation, you'll get more grace from me than telling me any kind of dumb excuse as to why it happened. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean,
Juju,
it's like that for most people too.
yup. Juju's like, no, thank you. Mm-mm. You whip out the excuse. See ya. That's it. Yep.
Um, and like, okay, I have social anxiety. Like, if there's gonna be a big group of people around, like all of my friends knew, like if I got there and I was like, and it was like too much, like I'd be like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm here, but I'm leaving. Like I wouldn't stay, but I wouldn't just be late or not show up just because I wasn't
Mhm.
feeling comfortable. I got to the point where, it's like you kind of had to like tell your friends, look, you know, this is what's going on. And if I can't deal with this situation, I'm not staying.
And your friends should understand that, like, especially since you've talked ahead of time and yeah, you're
Exactly.
just respectful. Like, and I never make excuses. Like, I never like the worst thing you could do is like shame or like you don't mean to, but
Yeah.
it gets like if you point the situation out or start making excuses all over like the whole room of people, it gets so uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
never do. It's just like, oh yeah, they said they had something to do. That's fine. Bye. Let them. I'm not covering, but it's up to you to say it, right? If you don't say it, I'm not gonna be announcing it like to the whole room,
Yeah.
like that. You should be comfortable with everything that's going on like that. Uh,
Exactly. And if you have communication with your friends, like even if you can't be on time, if you can't deal with a situation, but at least if you're honest with them, they usually take that a lot better than making an excuse or using the situation as an excuse.
mhm. Yep. Absolutely. I think there's some good suggestions here too. ADHD has so much to do with habits, and allowing a habit like this is to form is bad. Better to call them out. Other person is the asshole. I agree with you, Kyle, 100%.
Yep.
Because it is a matter of it's not something you can be on medication for it to make it better, but it is a learning. It is adapting to a learning bad habit that you have to like work your way around, and then consistently keep doing the workaround over and over until it's like instinctual to do it. It's the only thing that's going to work. And just and it helps in so many ways, not only with your relationships one-on-one with your friends, but it's going to help in anything you're dealing with the public in general, because society is just not going to accept you being late 5 hours or scattered or changing the subject every 2 seconds on somebody or not completing your sentences. Like, you have to learn the proper habits to correct these things or to catch them. And without somebody helping you notice them, or when you're doing them or how it's affecting things, you're not going to build the good habits. And so I absolutely agree. It comes down to good people trusting the relationship and your strength enough to be able to deal with it and having honest conversations, which is usually what this show always boils down to. It's always about compromise and communication. And it's going to solve every single one of these asshole things that come up. It's usually a
Exactly.
failure that they didn't. Yeah.
It's always like a breakdown in communication.
Yeah, and Teresa said if they had just sent a message, and so did Sleet. There's a couple of these in here, but I pulled Teresa's up first. But just call or text and say, "Hey, my bad. I forgot. I'm running an hour late. I just got to the store to get what we need." Or even before you went to the store, I'm already running an hour late. I don't want to presume you want to still do this. Is it going to be too late? Like, put it back in their court. Honor their time.
Yeah.
Honor they, they like you're then admitting, like, hey, I know I'm running behind. I don't want to assume that you're going to put up with everything for me. You still want me to come? You still want me to go to the store and get everything? Like, communicate. It would have solved a lot of problems here.
Mm-hmm.
I am all for people doing their own thing and going their own way, but respect for others is key to our interactions. Exactly. It's not a conversation. It is not respect. That late she gets cold cheese sandwiches instead of shrimp dinner. I hear you. Even, is she lucky she got fed if she showed up late? I'm telling you.
Like you got anything.
Mhm. My 10-year-old granddaughter is easily distracted, but is so afraid of being late that she wants to be at her activities at least 30 minutes early. See, she puts herself on a different time clock to make sure that she can handle it. She did. Look at Quiz over here doing my job for me. Look at this. Did everyone like that like button? Won't spank itself. Either spank the like button or spank Quiz. I like that. You know what, Quiz? I did something for you guys. Like, for all of you that get tired of reminding me. Wait till you see what I did. Look, because
Oh,
I
look
hate
at it.
I hate to do this shit. So look, I found a way to do it without doing it. I don't have to say it. Y'all just read the YouTubey things. Like, there you go. But I didn't put the spank quiz option there. I'm gonna have to update for you, Quiz. I'll put that in there. Okay. But anyway, oh gosh. Bear isn't a psychiatrist. Psycho maybe, but not a psychiatrist. I resemble that remark. Yeah, there's a little psycho in all of us. You can't do this without it. I have to say. I know everybody's choosing now whether they want to hit the like button or you. Look what you did, Quiz. Like, look what you did. Like, I also give my friends with social anxiety as much info beforehand about the event so they know what they are walking into. That is so important. Social anxiety, people that get panic attacks, PTSD, anyone on the spectrum, anyone with ADD and anyone with ADHD. If you know they have any of these conditions or any other type of social, letting them know as much information about what to expect beforehand is key to having a successful gathering of any number of people together. That I'm so with that, Juju. That is so absolutely true.
Yeah. Yeah, like
So
absolutely. It helps. It
mhm,
really does.
it does. It absolutely does. So true. I had to learn the hard way at one point that being medicated isn't a get out of free jail card to fix everything tool. We need our self-control along with being medicated. I totally mangled that, but I think you all know what he means. We do need to monitor it along with it. because we don't, medication, some medications just give you that extra few minutes to think, about something, or take you back a little bit from the anxiety. And some of them work in just how you work through the process yourself, but they don't fix everything. Actually, your actions and reactions in the situation do more than the medication. They may help you be able to deal with it or think clearly to do it, give you enough time. Thank you, creator. Thank you, always create for big stars for the reminder banner. Yes, thank you. I've only been at this for 2 years with the same option to do that and just never figured it out always. So don't give me too much credit because it just took the fact that I really hate doing. I don't know. You have a channel, Mousy. How do you feel about the YouTubey things?
I always forget to tell people to do the YouTubey things. I always do, and I need to. And I remember the first time I found out there was even a banner option. I got so excited. I started DMing Juju. I was like, "Look what I found out how to do."
Mm-hmm.
And then
It
she's
is.
like, "Oh, I knew how to do that." I'm like,
Oh, see, Juju, and she just started her channel. Juju, you should have said me Claire, why aren't you using the banner? You were telling me how to use StreamYard. I was like, why the hell aren't you using the banner? Seriously. But no, yeah, I just never did. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I didn't look around too much, and then one day I found it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be all," And then when I finally figured out how to make an intro, I was so proud of myself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was all over those. Those were fun. I love making intro. Even though I must admit, there are very few intros that I created myself on my channel. Very few, because I did learn that some people just do it better than I do, and I love their work. So, Mocking Media and Counter Talk have really fixed me up. Several people before that, like Puddle used to do stuff, a few other people. But I do the one for Black Mirror. I made that one myself in a couple of the early ones. The ones that had naked avatars swinging from chandeliers. Yeah, that was me. That was all me. Okay, I take credit for all of those, the old ones, and some of you early mayhem people will remember them, where I was in a bathtub, naked avatar everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Naked avatar was skiing, naked avatar was bowling, it was swinging from chandeliers. I had a blast with that. But yeah, no, but then YouTube said naked avatars might have an issue, although not yet. I still have a naked avatar for the show. I just took it off the intro. and, and the thumbnails. Okay. Self-control is boring. It can be. It can be. It's necessary. Oh, I'm glad it doesn't. I'm glad. This makes me feel better, Juju. I was worried about this. I would like to know how everybody feels about this. You can hit me up privately on the back of my comments. I would prefer it on the comment on the video because you'll help YouTube know that I actually exist if you actually hit the back. That banner doesn't mention how to get into your Discord, though. Yes, it does. It says join us at Patreon. It says become a member for Discord access. Look at that right under there. See that? Become a member for Discord access. I did briefly mention it. I did. And Juju says the banner is the way to do it as a viewer. I prefer it. It reminds me but doesn't annoy me. Thank you. I'm glad that it doesn't annoy at least one person. I know. It did, right? Yes, thank you, Sean. You saw, right? Yes, if you're a member, and that reminds me, anybody who's a member who has not already forwarded me a Discord ID, please do so. I would like to get you in there. It's hard to keep track of everybody. I do make the shout out when you do join. But then I don't keep track if you've done it or not. So if you haven't, please send me your Discord ID. Either on Twitter or on the back of a video or Instagram or even Facebook. The channel now has a Facebook ID, by the way. We're on Facebook again. I'm a member. Yep. Now let's Juju. Juju is a member. She keeps getting gifted. She's been in and out. And if she had a Discord ID, she'd be in there.
Yeah, I know. No, we need to make her a Discord member. See,
We
we gotta
do, we
drag her in.
do. Yeah, but you
Get her in.
see, that has to be voluntary. They have to actually give me their ID to do it. Like, I can't just say, boom, because if I could, Juju would be in there and we'd have a room for her and we wouldn't let her out.
Keep her locked up.
We
Make her a
keep her
little
locked up.
beehive, you know.
Yes, yes, because she often has a very good take on things, and we'd be doing like true crime stories and stuff like that. Yes, but yeah, we would be doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I think let me see what I have. Before I say we're going to do another one, I want to see how long it is. I think most people agreed with us with that conversation. I'm glad we helped. Oh, I do have one more. We do quick. You got a few minutes? This one.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Eh, because like it is Am I the Asshole? And I haven't mentioned the word naked yet. So like we have to do this one now. All right. Anyway, because it's the weekend. I have to stay naked at least once. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to apologize to my mother for sleeping naked in my own house? Okay. Their mother. Okay, apologize to their mother. Okay, my wife and I live across country from my family, but they try to come over and visit or vice versa at least once a year. They have a good relationship with my wife, and overall, we've never had any issues. This week is spring break for my sister who's still in school, and my parents and her came to visit for a few days. On the second day they were here, though, we ran into an issue. Uh-oh. My wife and I sleep naked more often than not. Okay, and I stupidly didn't think to lock the door. That morning, I woke up to my mother screaming her head off and rushing out of the room. She'd called me into to wake us up. We had plans and overslept and saw us. My wife and I are stomach sleepers, and she was under the sheets, so all she saw was my backside. As my wife and I got dressed, my mother ran to my sister and dad, screaming about how we were running a freak house. Oh, and a bunch of other hysterics. We came out after we got dressed and she demanded an apology. I did apologize for not locking the door, but she wanted me to apologize for being kinksters while my underage sister was in the house. I got kind of pissed for what she was implying and said no, she should have effing knocked. And I also told her that we weren't doing anything that half of humanity does. So no, I won't apologize, and I want one of my own for implying I messed up. She kept ranting, and eventually they all left. Apparently they went home 3 days early. My dad just goes along with whatever my mom does these days and wants me to apologize, even though he agrees with me, to smooth things over. And my wife agrees with him, but I'm not going to apologize for it. Mm-mm.
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 Oh, I have thoughts.
I'm gonna let you go first. I have thoughts. They're much, so go ahead. You go. You go.
Okay, first off, okay. Now he did say that more often than not, they do sleep naked, and he was aware he was going to have guests. Gonna have some company. You're having company over, so you so you do say sometimes you don't sleep in the nude, but more times you do. But you knew you had company, and you knew it was your family, and your mom. It's your mom, and moms
Mhm.
don't have a mom is gonna walk into their kid's bedroom. It
True.
doesn't
They don't
matter.
have boundaries. Yeah.
Moms just like they're like you don't get a boundary with your mom. I mean, moms should have boundaries, but more times than not, they don't. They just gonna they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So you knew you had plans, and you should have either remembered that lock or slept in some PJs that night. I mean, it would have not caused problems. And honestly, again, it is their own house. I get it. Do you? The mom did go too far, though, by claiming they're running a freak house because all they were was
Exactly.
naked.
Call them kinksters. Crikey. Oh my God. Wait a minute. If being naked is kinky, like I'm too much. I'm way too much. Like, oh, stay
Oh
away from
yeah.
me. Oh my God. Like, stay away from me. Naked, like being naked. Oh my God.
Like, really? Like, does she not
really.
get naked at all, ever? Does she shower in her clothes?
No,
Like,
wait,
come on.
wait. She is offended by the naked butt of her own son that she diapered and bathed and took care of for how long? Come
Yeah.
on, Mom. This is gratuitous shrieking. You like what the hell? This is just
Like, I
like
can see if it was the mother-in-law,
the mother-in-law. I could understand. Like I
but
could
not
understand,
your
but not
own
Mom.
mother.
Not your own mother. She's shrieking at the sight of her own son's backside. I'm sorry. This is gratuitous. Mom's off her meds. Mom needs a chill pill.
Yeah.
Mom's not getting like whatever she wants in life. Like she got issues. I don't know what's going on, but this is
Mom's
nothing
not getting
to
an
get
apology for that one. I'm
no.
sorry.
And you know, I realize that parents take liberties in children's homes, even grown children. Some parents unfortunately just don't understand grown and child. Like there's a child there's a baby, there's a child, there's the adult, there's the grown child that you grew. And if you did your job right, they're independent on their own, they have their own home and their own life. Okay. And some parents don't get that. You still knock at the door, you call before you come over, you don't actually interfere unless asked. Like I don't know. I have a grown daughter, and I don't give opinion unless I'm asked because that never goes well. Like it just never goes well. I've learned this. I don't go there unless you text or call. And you know what? And I didn't really appreciate it if my mom didn't either. Although they're welcome anytime. My family, you're coming in, you're in the area, you want to stop by? Of course. You can work in the area, you need to use the bathroom, you're traveling, whatever, you come on in. I get it. But knock. You don't
Yeah.
walk in.
Or
Okay.
even a quick call or text. It takes a second.
Exactly. And if you're staying at my house, I just want to say, of all of you people in the chat, who is going to admit they had the nerve to go into a closed bedroom door, regardless of whose house you're in? Locked or unlocked? You going in there? You walking in there, really, if
I
that
mean,
door is closed.
and they're a married couple. Come on.
Exactly. And there's
I
a
mean,
bed in there, and there's two people in it.
now,
Okay.
that's why I said
Come on.
Mom went too far. Like, if Mom's
lucky all
didn't-
she saw was her baby boy's butt
Exactly.
instead of her baby boy's real kink. Okay. Like, it could have been
Instead
so
of the
much
real
worse.
kinky going down.
It
Come
could
on.
I mean, it could have been like it could have been so much worse. And she's shrieking all over the house. This is what catches me up. This is this is what really gets me. She calling him a kinkster for sleeping butt up in the bed. Like, no, that's normal, Mom. This like that's natural, Mom. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have issue with the first person who invented pajamas. I want to know why. What were you hiding, dude? Like, come on. Really? Seriously. Like, sorry. I have issues with that. And for her to say kinksters, like, that just cracked me up. Like, you apologize for being the freak that you are, sleeping naked. No, I will
your
not.
own
Like,
home.
in your own home with your own wife. Shit. Just because the other girl is in the house. Well, I'm sorry. Like, no, you apologize for not remembering the manners that you taught us. I had enough manners to stay behind that door. Like, why didn't you?
Yeah.
Why would you go? Did I ever walk into your bedroom, Mom? Like, I would have been so up in it. I would have been kinkster. No, Mom, no. Like, let me tell you about kink, Mom. Let me tell you why that word should not be used by you. Let me give you some education here. Yeah, Mom would have gray hair.
Yeah, if Mom wasn't already gray, she gonna be gray.
Yeah, because like that's why I do this show, because I am that asshole. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Not the fox kink. We're talking about the real kink here. Yes, we are. Like,
What AC just said, that was great about the Lucy and Ricky.
oh, wait. Well, yeah. Wait a minute. I didn't even see that. I know you knocked on your daughter's front door. I'm proud of you because you absolutely. I do. I just think that's. Oh my God. It's not like she didn't diaper that, but I know. What is she so shocked about?
Exactly. It's like, moms, dads, if you're gonna teach your kids to knock on doors before they walk into them, then
I know.
you need to remember that too. But and I get it. Moms will do that. They're like, okay, we're running late. Those back to school days, just
Okay.
fully kick in. But
I had
you're
to
gonna
put this
see stuff.
I had to put this up, Mousy. I'm sorry, Chad. I had to put that. Does anybody believe that? I don't believe that.
I
I
don't.
sleep fully clothed, wrapped in a blanket inside a sleeping bag. Who hijacked Quiz's account and wrote that? Because that wasn't Quiz. Like, I don't believe that. I don't
I'm
believe that for a
calling
second.
imposter, and we need to kick him off the ship.
I'm calling imposter. And if he does do that, it's only because he's been running around bare ass naked all damn day and now he's cold. And so like that's it. Like that's it. The weather and it's winter. Like no. I don't believe that for a second. Like not every night. No, that ain't your habit. No, I don't believe it. Well, it might be true. I'm not trying to shame you or anything. Well, maybe a little. But it's just like I just don't believe it. It just doesn't seem like it could be. No.
Oh, hey, Claire.
What?
After this, do we have a time real quick? Because I want to ask everyone if I'm the asshole about a situation.
Go right ahead. Now would be the perfect time. We have
Okay.
another 10 minutes. Go right ahead.
Okay. So, okay. Just a couple of weeks ago, Subway put out some coupons, right? And it was
Mhm.
buy 3 subs for like $17.99 or something, right?
Mhm.
And or buy 2 subs for $12.99. So, of course, my teenager sees it and it's like, Subway, yay! So it's like, great, we're getting Subway. I'm already not a fan of the Subway, by the way, because
Mhm.
they always close early. They never have stuff. I get the situation. I do understand that. So I don't hold that against them, but it's very frustrating. So I usually talk my kid into going somewhere else, but this time the kid just wasn't having it. They wanted Subway. So we go in, and there's a big sign that says, if you're going to use coupons, you can only use it on these 5 subs. But that's not what the coupon says.
The coupon says the whole menu, and then the sign says only these 5.
Yeah. So that's our
Oh
first
wow.
problem. Okay. So again, I'm a little annoyed. And my sister in law was with me, and she's like, you know what? It's cool. You know, kiddo wants the subs. We'll just get the 2, and we'll just do, okay. So fine. So we go to get the subs. Well,
Huh.
they put the meat on the subs, okay?
Uh-huh.
And apparently they've changed ownership. And instead of like, how they'll fold the pieces of meat in half to where it makes the meat look a little thicker,
Right.
they literally took one piece of meat and spread it out as far as it would go on the bread and then put another one. I think there were like 6 pieces of meat on a foot-long sub. Thin
Okay.
little slices of meat on this
They
foot-long
made it
sub.
obvious. They made it obvious how cheap they are.
Yes. Oh, yes, they are. So then I'm like, okay, look, that's not going to work. Let's add double meat to that. So the guy picks up 4 more pieces of meat and puts it on the sub.
Mm.
We finish that. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is absolutely, I've already decided, okay, this is the last time we're coming here, right? Like, this is it. Like, we're not doing this again. This is it already. So, but then we go to checkout and we use the coupons, and they let me use the coupons because I thought they were going to argue with me, but they let me use them. But then he goes to charge me for that double meat. And he charged me $4
For double meat? For
for
each sub?
4 pieces of meat on one sandwich.
$1 a piece
A
of meat?
dollar a piece of meat. And it was, I mean, like, it was thin sliced meat. I mean, I was like, I don't know where they got the meat from because it didn't look like their regular meat either. I mean, it was like thin sliced. I was like, oh boy. I was like, I had to say something. I was like, I cannot. I was like, no, because I was about to tell him to shove that sub. I was. But I was
Oh
like,
my god.
so
Okay.
me. And this is like the first incident like this I've had in a very long time. Since like about 6 months ago. Actually, maybe 7-ish. Closer to 8, whatever. But I did. He went and he was ringing me up, and I was like, no. I was like, absolutely not. I am not paying $4 for extra meat, for double meat. And the manager comes up and he changed it to $2.
He gave you
And
50. Oh my God. He just took $2. Oh, God.
I was like, you know what? Just give me my food, and I'm going, and I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. But I did. I did. I was like, I told him that was bullshit. I was like, no. I was like, you've just totally screwed up. Because last time we went in there, we noticed they did the same thing with the meat. Except we
Mm,
didn't get charged $4 for double meat because we didn't ask for double meat the last time.
mhm.
But you know, double meat, wouldn't double be the same amount that you initially put on the sandwich at
Yeah,
least?
because double meat would be if they had 6 on the sub and they say double meat, there should be 6 pieces of extra meat, especially if they're gonna charge you. Like,
Exactly.
that's ridiculous. They like like Mark, who is it? Mark is saying you should have told them you were gonna post the pic on the sub on social media.
Oh, I did.
Then they damn well they would have like doubled it up like right away. Like make it
Oh,
look
we
good, whatever.
got home. I mean,
But
I did. There's a bad review up on that Subway.
I don't know. Like here in Jersey, we've got like we do have a Subway, right? We do. And we had Quiznos. Everybody was all excited when Quiznos came because you could get hot subs, like in grilled subs. But you know what? I always go to the regular sub shop. Like here in Jersey, we have like regular independent like sub shops. It's like a delicatessen shop because they
Yeah,
always are showing off. They're always. I'm gonna say it. Okay, they're always showing off their meat. They do. Like they show off the meat. Okay, like you get a turkey sub, it is the number one ingredient. When it says the first word turkey in a turkey sub, besides the bread, the biggest ingredient should be the turkey. When you look at that sub, it should be mostly turkey, even if you get cheese and all of the stuffings and everything else.
exactly. Oh
But
man,
the
if they
same thing,
charge me
like
for
like
cheese,
you get an Italian, you better see 5 different types of salami on there and some ham and whatever else and the cheese. Your choice of cheese. They shouldn't force the cheese on you. They should give you the choice of the cheese. But I just like me a regular old sub shop because of the way they do the lettuce and the shredded
mhm,
lettuce and they put the vinegar and the oil on it and they ask you if they want the seasoning. You know what I mean? Like they ask you if you want the hot peppers. That's all free. It's not like whether it comes with it or not or extra. Like they ask you if you want the hot peppers and they just give them to you if you want them.
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
see,
But they are more expensive generally. Well, not these days because I've seen Subway go through the roof with their prices and not give you any money, like any benefit for it at all.
and
They,
that was another thing. Like I could see, like if it was just because I was using a coupon that they did that, but we had gone the time before we'd gone in there, they did the same thing with the meat. So it didn't
Mhm,
matter if you were using a coupon or not. That was the amount of meat they were going to give you, like regardless. Like that's what they decided.
mhm.
So I was like, am I the asshole because like I gave that guy a piece of my mind about,
No, I don't think you are. We'll see what the chat says, but most of them are agreeing with you. This is ridiculous. Rocket Couch is right. It sounds like the manager, he did the thing where he tries to make you grateful, reducing his own ridiculous price to a slightly less ridiculous, but still unreasonable price. Like, here, I'm making an effort for you. It
exactly.
still ain't damn good enough because I shouldn't have did it in the first place. But here, like, look at me. Used car salesman. Yup. Yep, absolutely. Sorry, as someone who works in customer service, tell me you're going to social media. I don't care. Oh, okay. But you don't make sandwiches. So
Yeah,
that's good. Like, that's good. They're just talking about what you said and you don't care. You don't have to take that back. But when you're making sandwiches, that's going to look pretty bad. I think. I do. I just found out the owners of the best sub shop where I used to live now live in my neighborhood and they offered to bring me sandwiches. That is
now I'm
great. You're
jealous.
living the life.
It's
I'm
like, now
jealous too because
yeah.
here a good sandwich shop with good bread is a really good thing to find. And if you find one, just always stay there. Just stay with them until the last day that door closes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like now it's like we're gonna have to drive all the way to another
Oh,
city to get
okay.
subs because I'm not going back there. I'm like, I
Here's
refuse.
this, and this is our friend. She says you're not the asshole, but you're probably the Karen.
I will take
I
a
don't think
Karen on
so.
that one,
I would.
but
You know what? Karen called for a manager, and manager still fell down on the job. I don't know. I don't know. You might
Yeah.
be, but still, I don't think you're a Karen on that. I think, but I do think, like, if we're expecting to actually get a deal when we go to a Subway or any of these places, no. Yeah, and I feel bad. It's a new ownership. They better get right. They're gonna lose customers doing that stuff like they
Yeah.
did to you. Yeah.
Especially where I live, because I know if I told them off, like everyone's gonna start telling them off because I was at least nice about it. And like I mean, no, I wasn't nice about it because it did piss me
Mhm.
off. I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't nice about it. But I know people that are worse than me that are gonna go in
Mhm.
there and they're totally gonna rip into that guy.
Mhm. True. And Mark's right. He says the thing to do is vote with your feet. He means you don't like the way they treat you, get the hell out. Don't go there anymore. If they are
Yep.
giving substandard product, don't go there. Very punny. I'll see what you did there. I'll give you credit. Absolutely. Substandard product, get the hell out. Like, don't go back. And you did the right thing. You said, okay, I'll take it. You try I tried to give you the opportunity to rectify it. You made it worse with all this pandering and whatever you did. I say, but it's still not good enough. It's substandard product. You're not going to get my money anymore. I'm out of here. Like, you know.
Yep.
Okay. And did you know, like, by you, does your actual deli section in your supermarket make subs now and sandwiches?
Um the grocery store chains that I have near me are like Kroger and Publix, and both of those now make sandwiches.
I was going to say they do make sub sandwiches at Publix. I know that, and they're probably a better price than Subway. So unless you're addicted to the bread, which some people used to love going to Subway because of the bread, because they said they
Mm.
made their own bread and that it was, freshly made every day. I could understand that if your Publix isn't using a good bread. Most of them bring out from a large supplier in the area from a bakery. Well,
Mm.
it depends. It depends on if they're baking it their own right. I do know that a good sub depends on good sub bread. It doesn't, that's the key to a good sub. I get that. But yeah, some of them do and some of them don't, and some of them good, but yeah. I agree. I don't think you were an asshole. I don't. What do you
Yeah,
think,
because I
chat?
mean,
Yeah, let's just do a one or a two. A one if Mousy was the asshole in this situation, or two if the sub shop was the asshole. Three if they you just want to just be non-committal and say they're both being,
we're both the assholes.
they were just speaking different languages to each other. They weren't trying to understand. Like, that's it. But I actually think that they did understand what they were going on there. And
I think they do.
I'm voting number two. I'll give you a big two because that
Awesome.
you were not the asshole in that situation because you did a lot less than I would have done. Because you actually let him get away with that $2 reduction thing and walked out. And I would have
Mhm.
been like, no, how about give me all my money back and you eat the damn substandard sandwiches? How
Exactly.
about
You
that?
take this sub and shove it.
How about you eat this substandard not as advertised? And oh, you think that that's a violation? Go ahead and call a cop and let me show the officer that comes in that's never going to eat here again when he sees the shit that you tried to get me to, to call a sub. Like, I would be foul. I
Exactly.
would be awful. I mean, yeah, call the officer. Let the whole cop shop know how awful this sub shop is. Come on, let's go. Because you won't step their business for sure. Yeah.
And it was funny because my kiddo and my sister-in-law, they really did think like it was gonna like blow my stack because I've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, like the minute you start trying to take advantage of me is the minute that I get mad. And it's like, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so they were really
Exactly.
surprised at how calm I did keep it. It was very tame considering how bad I could have been.
Mhm.
But I did tell him, I was like, "You know what? That's fine." But yeah, I was like, "That's it." I was like, "I will literally drive to another city to get a sub if I want one
No,
or
a
make it
good one.
myself."
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't blame you because like a good sandwich is a good sandwich,
Mhm.
like it definitely or like you said. Well, when it comes to a sub, you don't always want to have to make it yourself because then it just turns into a regular sandwich. Like
Yeah.
it's not all the face it, it's the toppings and stuff, right? It's that dressing all over the shredded lettuce and just the way they do it and how everything soaks into the bread. Like, I don't know about you, but that's
Exactly.
what I
By the
love
time you
about
get
it.
home, you know, it's
Yeah.
already it's all marinated, like,
And
into
like you get a sub that's like a good Italian. It's all like sopressata and like capricola and all of the sausages you're not going to necessarily have in your house to make. And it's like a treat, you know. It's like all
Mhm.
the combination of everything that you don't like normally get. Like a sub is like a totally different like thing, you know.
Exactly.
Well, but I don't know. On that, thank you, everybody. I would like you all to check out Mousey's. Let me just pull this link up here. Mousey has a channel that you all may be familiar with or not, but here's the link. It's also in the description below. You should check out some of her content. Right now, there's a lot of sea monkeys on here. Can you tell me what's going on with those sea monkeys? Like, why do I see sea monkeys? Like, what?
It started around the time of my birthday back in January, and
Mm-hmm.
I was on Amazon, and I saw the little sea monkey kits, and I hadn't seen one since I was a kid, you know, and I fell down a rabbit hole on YouTube about sea monkeys,
Mm-hmm.
and Grace Case was actually nice enough to gift me some sea monkeys. So
You
I
mean you could
grew them.
they're the real ones, the ones you grow like in the water, like the little and you got the do you have the little bubbles on the on the thing so that you can see them bigger? You know,
I
remember
didn't
they used
actually get, like, their aquarium for it. I did get a different aquarium than the one with the little magnifying bubbles. I do wanna get one of those, though,
How do you
and have
see them? How do you get to see them up close? Like, do you have to use like a magnifier? Like,
until they get to, like, their 2nd or 3rd stage of growth, you really can't see them because they are so teeny tiny, but once they hit, like, a week old, you can see them pretty good,
oh,
especially if you
okay.
put a light up, they'll, like,
Yeah.
swim right to the light.
I remember seeing them as little black swimming dot, like when that first eye or whatever it is, like starts, and that's all you could see, and it would be like moving around. I'm like, am I seeing that or not? But
Yeah,
that's like, wow, I remember growing them, like and growing them with family, and even with my grandkids, we grew them too. But that's kind of cool.
exactly,
Did
and
all right? Did you name them all? Like how many?
Yeah, yeah, like, everyone in chat got, like, a sea monkey, and but we did run into problems in the beginning, and luckily, thanks to Sean Coffee and Fish Nerd, they helped me, really get the whole sea monkey thing going, because it
Okay,
took 3 months for me to grow them from a baby to an adult.
really?
Yes,
Wow.
I had
Oh,
a lot of
oh, okay.
failures.
Oh, okay. She didn't really say that. She did not announce herself to be a sea monkey killer on YouTube. She didn't do it.
No,
Nope,
no, I
nope,
did not,
nope, 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 mm-mm,
nope,
nope.
there was not nope.
It was accident. It was
Yeah,
someone. It was. They were just
I
a
I
bad
will
batch.
I will blame the cold apocalypse of 2023
I would the cold
for
because
that,
they need to have a certain temperature. Like that's in the instructions. I remember reading that.
and
Like that.
it's kinda
Yeah.
crucial.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but, I finally got them to grow, and, I mean, you should have seen me, like, when I noticed, like, everything was going south, I was literally there with, like, a turkey baster trying to get them out of the tank to put them into a different tank so I could change their water out.
Yep. No, but that's cool. But at least you got it going now. At least you finally did get it going. Hey, Purple, we're just about heading out, but nice to see you. Everybody say hey. But anyway, check out her channel in the history if you want to like see that start at the beginning. It's all there. It's all there on the channel, the Sea Monkey Adventures, and also a really nice stream that they did last night with Jujubee. That was kind of cool. I enjoyed that one. Watch behind. I don't often make it to the chats, but I do catch on this stuff after fact a lot of it. But it's been interesting. So I hope you'll come back. This was fun. You see,
Absolutely.
not too scary, right?
Oh,
See,
no, no, this
yeah,
was great.
it's like yeah, and also, Mousy is also a wonderful partner in crime. She is. Mousy has been helping out with some stuff in the back and getting that murder minion feel, yeah, for
Yeah,
us,
I'm
as so many of us are. Like so I invite you all to join us Monday. We will be. I won't be streaming again until Monday. I am getting out the second edition of Culture Conversations, based on a few things. As you all know, it's a couple of days behind, but we are getting there. Don't worry, it's coming. It's ready. Um, it will be. I don't know about tomorrow's panel, but I'm normally over at Uncalled For on the Shills tomorrow night and Monday. Even though it is Easter for a lot of you that celebrate, there still will be a true crime update. And also, I did hear that the court is open for the Stouch case. Also, that trial's still going on. So if you're following it, I would check Recovery Addict or Law and Crime for the live during the day. Otherwise, there will be an update during the week, like Tuesday. Okay? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Beck. Why you're being too nice. Egg. Thank you for the egg. Oh, can we put eggs in the chat for the otters? The otters like eggs and strawberries. And I see that Wrecker just dropped some more otters in there. We want to keep everybody safe by keeping the otters well fed. I love the otters. They make me feel good. I need a support otter.
Oh yeah.
Actually.
We need to start the emotional support otter fund.
That's true.
Yeah.
And for how everybody celebrates, for however for this weekend, whether it be Ramadan or the Jewish holidays or Easter or not celebrating, as some of us, definitely I hope you're all having a good weekend, that you have time with those you choose to spend it with. And if you have to spend it with those you don't choose to spend it with, just remember you're going to be out of there soon enough, and just be kind and don't make a big stink so that they actually will keep coming at you for the rest of the week. That's my advice. Anyway, but thanks for the strawberry shill. Okay. And eggs are too expensive. I hear you're not getting mine. Mrs. Cassandra's not giving me any eggs. Okay. Eggs are expensive. Eggs and strawberries, like very much. Eggs are really expensive. But oh my gosh. Well, do you make a big dinner tomorrow, Mouse?
No, not really. We don't really celebrate the Easter holiday. We might get into that starting next year. It's just it's a long story, but it is what it is. My family just never celebrated it, so I just never got into it.
Oh, that's it. If you ever want to talk about it, I have a series for that too. Like, anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime. Anybody wants to talk about that stuff. One of the things I am interested in is the dynamics of your personal beliefs in family dynamics. I think that is conversations that people don't have enough, like how uncomfortable that can be for people as they're growing and changing through their life. I think we've all dealt with it in some way, one way or another, from youth all the way through to adulthood, or when you marry into families with different beliefs. And then trying, like, you might be fine with your partner, but how do you deal with families that clash on certain things, and what you do on the holidays, how you switch them up? I mean, those are cool things.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yes, Jujubee, anybody who wants to, I definitely want to have that conversation. I'm willing to make a panel out of it, so there's more than just one voice. So hit me up, anybody that's interested in talking about that. No, there's no right or wrong about it. We just want to have a discussion about how everybody does it. Seriously, I think it would be kind of cool. On that, I wish you all a great weekend. And this was a lot of fun, Mousy. Thank you for joining me. And you broke the cherry on the banner. Yeah, Mousy's a cherry breaker. There you go. Okay. Yeah, she gets that one. But yep. Yes. Even believers, Grace, absolutely believers, because I think everyone has the right to believe whatever they want. And I hope you know that about me. If just because I believe one way doesn't mean you can't believe another. And I want to know how everyone deals with that within their families and within their extended families, their friendships, their work environments, like all of it. It can be quite the situation for so many people, Yeah. Well, all right. I'm going to go eat some chocolate. You all have a good night. All right. Thank you again, Mousy. And I hear the pup. They need your attention, so I'm going to let you go. You got last word? We'll just hit the thing. Cool.
Yep. Bye, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Okay, that's her last word. At any time, Mousy. I hope you'll come back. This was fun. Everybody in the chat, have a good time, and thank you. Okay. See you all soon.
try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next?
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.